after slavery, what we went into as a country for the African population here was sharecropping. And what went with that was an education system tied to work. So you had a whole people who were only going to do a certain kind of work, and so they only were to get a certain kind of education. And we ran into that in the 60s when we went to the Delta to do registration, right? So we're working with the sharecroppers, we're taking people down to the polls, we get hundreds of them go down, it's a big issue, they arrest us, we're in jail, I'm in court, right? Federal District Court, what does the judge ask me? Why are you taking illiterates down to register to vote, right? And so we tell him, well, a country can't have it both ways. It can't deny a whole people an education based on a political system and then turn around and say they can't access politics because they're not educated, right? So we won that struggle when they passed the Voting Rights Act. There was no literacy requirement. But the issue of the basic underlying sharecrop education and that the country is really passing this on generation after generation has never been addressed, right? And that's the issue you're targeting when you say, well, we have the same situation now as we had in the 60s, right? Well, we've had it since the end of the Civil War.
For kids to be successful in anything they do, math is going to be a big piece of that. And so it's not just about math, but it's about taking on challenges and figuring out ways to make it work for themselves.
You couldn't get a job folding towels in the laundry without keeping statistics and an inventory and a spreadsheet and all this other stuff.
Kids need to understand that even if I'm not going into a career that's math intense, I still need to have that math background as a prerequisite.
If they baking the cake, they use 3 eggs and come out too fluffy and fall. You know, so math they can use in their everyday life. It's more than just a subject, it's a tool.
My name is Phoenicia Hubbard, and I work as a math specialist at Shoup Academy, which is a pre-K through 8th grade school. I was born and raised here in Chicago, and I went through the Chicago public school system. In high school, I had a teacher that showed me the importance of connecting with students, because up until that point, I never had connections with my teachers. She made an effort to really get to know about us and talk to us, and we didn't realize that by her doing that, we wanted to learn because we were doing it for ourselves and for her, because we didn't want to let Miss Compost down, because then she'd come to us and say, "My baby, what are you doing?" You know, that's what she would do to us.
My name is Rick. I'm here working with the production team at YPP. A big part of my curriculum is teaching math literacy to high school students. I have roots from the best of neighborhoods to the worst of neighborhoods. And it's our backgrounds that allow us to influence these kids so much.
I love YPP. I love everything that it stands for. My first 13 years of my life, we had much of nothing. It was approximately 15 of us living in one house. So being broke, coming up to the age of 13, all we had was education. And that shaped me to think that what's gonna add up in the end is what I possess in my head and how do I use it to help the better of mankind.
My name is Todd Barnett, and I'm the Director of Family and Community Engagement at the University of Chicago Charter School Donahue campus. One of our major goals is to create a rigorous academic program for all of our students. And so the expectation is for all of our students to go on to college. And we feel like YPP is a big piece of that.
Now, why don't you tell me what you think a level 2 would look like? All right. Y'all getting close.
Salute, salute. You just went red. Go all the way around. I had 438.4. This team is the winner of this round. So congratulations, y'all.
Why can't these kids multiply, right? Which is the charge now. And of course, that charge is aimed at the dysfunctionality of the kids, not the dysfunctionality of how you are teaching them and how you are introducing them to numbers and how you are trying to make numbers something for which they have some reason, which is a child's reason for learning about them. What I'm particularly interested in is whether we can help young black students and poor students change their own image of themselves, thereby also change the country's image of them, right? I think we can do it if we can get the teenagers and the kids in their early 20s to buy into the fact that they should become the coaches, right, and the modeling for this game.